What's up, movie lovers? I'm Mike, and this is Gotta Love the Movies. You guys, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 came out all the way back in, when was that? May 5th? It came out on May 5th. It was a great movie. It was a great sequel. It was a great installment into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That being said, it wasn't a perfect movie. There was stuff that I personally would have liked to have seen them do better or differently. So acting. For the most part, everybody's acting was fine. Dave Bautista laughing incessantly really got on my nerves. I didn't care for that. Chris Pratt didn't have a strong acting presence in this film. There was a moment where he goes, "See, we're family, yay!" And it was like, it just didn't feel natural, didn't feel earned. I didn't care for it. So for acting, I'm gonna go a lower score. I'm gonna say a lower score and say 71. 71? 11 out of 20. Directing. James Gunn. I think he had a tighter job in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. This one, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, the story kind of does this, where it's like everybody starts at a low point and they're working their way up to a higher plateau. You know, there's like a higher purpose they're trying to achieve. But in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, it kind of seems like the story is going like this a little bit, where they're not necessarily moving up in trying to achieve anything in particular, but stuff is happening to them, and so they kind of have to deal with it on this level, if that makes sense. I don't know if that visual makes sense at all, but it makes sense to me. So I think James Gunn it's not a harder job, he had a different job to do in terms of construction of the story, in terms of storytelling, in terms of the type of story that he was telling, which is all about family, which I thought was great and was genius. But there's a lot of stuff that needed to be done differently and changed. And on that note, the colors were gorgeous. Gorgeous. Again, directing was fine. I'll say 15 out of 20. So writing. The writing of the film. Again, it needed a little work. I feel like there was too much comedy. It's not even too much comedy. The comedy that they had just really needed to be reeled in a lot. Like I said, there was a lot of laughing. The Screen Junkies do a brilliant video, and they're honest trailers, of pointing out how much they're laughing throughout the film. And they bring out a great point. Like, I should be the one to discover when I should laugh. You don't tell me when to laugh. That's what a laugh track is for. And even then, that's not appropriate. So thank you to the Screen Junkies for pointing that out. Oh, yeah, the story needed a little bit of help there. 12 out of 20. The effectiveness of the movie, it was very effective, actually. If you can kind of get past like some of the cheesy, corny moments, this was a really enjoyable film. As a sequel, it's a really good sequel. It's one of the better sequels that Marvel has made. The things that they establish in this film have real consequences on a personal level, which is actually, it goes differently. Usually in the first film, they usually make consequences very personal. In the second film, it's like real world global explosion type stuff, but they reverse it in this. So the consequences are very personal on this level. The music, I feel, could have been, and see, this is two sides of my brain. One side of my brain says the music wasn't as explosive and awesome as the first film, but the other side of my brain says it was more meaningful. It didn't need to be as explosive and big and fun as the first film was. So I go back and forth in my mind. Effectiveness, for effectiveness sake, I'll say 15 out of 20. And the overall takeaway leaves us to the overall takeaway: family. I mean, they really drive that theme home. It probably would have been more effective had they stopped using the word family so much. They are family. We see them working together as family. And even the themes of, giving up your physical family to have a more of a surrogate family in many ways is more effective for some people than it is to stick with the family that they're born with. And that's pretty much the theme that this carries out. So the overall takeaway is family is really, I mean, Arrested Development hit it on the head. It's the most important thing. So yeah, family, 18 out of 20. So that leaves us with an overall takeaway of 71 out of 100.
The strawberries taste like strawberries. The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Snozberries? Who ever heard of a snozberry?
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
So guys, what did you think of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you somewhere in between? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at GLT Movies. Guys, if you are interested in improvisational comedy, come check me out in New York City at the People's Improv Theater. I have 2 shows a month, Fury and Solo Improv Showcase. So if you're interested, come check that out. All the links are in the description below. Come be a part of improvisational comedy. Learn from me. I teach comedy at the People's Improv Theater. So come check us out. Like I said, all the links are in the description below. So guys, if you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that's what Star-Lord would want you to do. And Gamora. And Drax. And Rocket. And Baby Groot. And Nebula. Mantis. Probably Ego. Ego. Alright, movie lovers, I'm out of here.